I think our communities are blessed with the talent and drive that is present with some of these awards that we're giving out. Now it's time to move on to the Business Leader of the Year. Records indicate the Greensburg Decatur County Chamber of Commerce Community Service Award had existed since 1961 when Richard Welsh was presented with the award. For some unknown reason, there was a lapse in time until 1975. But the Chamber's Community Service Award is perhaps the most cherished award in Decatur County. In 2011, the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors made a decision to change the name of the award to Business Leader of the Year, so that it is more in line with the purpose of the Chamber. The recipients of this award fall in line with the names of many outstanding people in our community. And over the years, it has included the likes of John Stewart, Gilman Stewart, Walter Lowe, Frank Braden, Morgan Myers, Cleo Duncan, Sheldon Elizabeth Smith, David Fry, and Hugh Miller, just to name a few. This year, the 2012 Business Leader of the Year was born and raised in Greensburg and has returned home to make this his hometown a better place to live. He attended Wabash Junior College on a tennis scholarship, studying and doing odd jobs. He was then recruited by Indiana State University and offered a tennis scholarship. After graduating with a degree, a major in accounting, he was employed by Union Bank and Trust, while at night attending school to earn his CPA degree. He then was in the CPA firm of Smith & Saylor. On July 31st, 1996, he assumed the presidency of First Federal Savings and Loan and became a member to the board of directors. His continuing hard work and dedication took off running and is still moving at full speed. He has made opportunities available to his employees to advance professionally through their own hard work. He has the talent to see potential in his employees that they may not even recognize, and encourages them to succeed at a higher level. Over the years, he has hired many high school students in the work-study programs. Numerous college students have been behind the teller's cages in the summer, on school break and after graduation, while working toward advanced degrees. He has led his bank in supporting education. Each spring, First Federal presents $1,000 renewable good citizenship scholarships to deserving students in Decatur County. Every fall, after sharing with the Greensburg Community High School student body the importance of hard work and involvement with one's school through participation in school activities, he has presented letter jackets to all academic members, athletes. The superintendent of Greensburg Schools has stated that he could only wish that others were as supportive of the schools as our recipient. Every spring at the career fair for special needs children at the Greensburg Learning Center, he inspiringly speaks to the children and has employees from the bank teach them how to write a check. He also enjoys giving each child a $2 bill. He has passed out those bills at the Decatur County Fair. He has spent many years on the fair board, serving several terms as treasurer as well as president. His interest in keeping enthusiastic skateboarding youth off the post office steps and nearby First Federal parking lot this is smart, resulted in the skateboard park. First Federal made a substantial donation which enabled the county to build a skateboard facility at the city park. He has been and continues to be an influential part of the downtown development, involved in beginning with Hot City in 2004, which has evolved into Main Street Greensburg. Our honoree and First Federal were the founding members of the Downtown Revolving Loan Fund to aid interior and exterior renovation of buildings on the square and helping small businesses. He and his wife, Lynn, have restored 2 historic buildings, one on the Greensburg Square and one around the corner, completing much of the finished work themselves, thus preserving Decatur County's history. To quote the director of Main Street Greensburg, downtown and its progress, more often than not, has a fingerprint somewhere of tonight's recipient. He has a vision and follows it to completion. Under his leadership, First Federal Savings and Loan has expanded across downtown Franklin Street and also into the retail center of North Greensburg. On his watch, First Federal has moved into Shelby County, restoring the former Union Federal Bank. This is the building downtown on the Circle in Shelbyville. It's now known as First Federal Savings and Loan of Shelbyville. His fellow directors, officers, and employees have high regard and respect for him. His leadership and guidance has made First Federal Savings and Loan a 4-star bank, which is a high accomplishment. He merits and deserves the Business Leader of the Year award. During these intensely productive years, he has always had a sounding board in his wife. They're listening to the plan, the goal toward which he is working. The winner of the Greensburg Decatur County Chamber of Commerce 2012 Business Leader of the Year is Mr. Jim Saylor.
Thank you very much. I'm very humbled and surprised and accept the award with as much humility as I can. And just want to say thank you to the entire community for support along the way. It's a wonderful community that we all live in. On behalf of myself and my family, I want to say that it's been a great ride. And we're enjoying our lives here, and we will continue to do everything we can to enhance the community. And when I look around the room, I owe a debt of gratitude to almost everyone in this room, starting with my board of directors and key employees. Want to emphasize that as the manager and not the owner of a business, you're called upon to manage by consensus, or at least that's how I approach it. And I've been there since 1996, and I remember early on, I had an outside examiner was in to visit, and the first thing they do when they get there is they read the last 1.5 or 2 years of minutes, which I, at that time, actually had typed those minutes. And after that examiner in charge, Jeff Smith, came in to see me, and having read those minutes, and he had been in a similar position for a number of years himself. He said point blank, he said, "Jim, management by consensus will drive you crazy." And he said, "I can help you with that." And I said, "Jeff, with all due respect, I hear you, but it may also help someone in my position from leading the charge off the edge of the cliff without somebody saying, 'Stop.'" And I said, "You don't know me very well, but I said, I've been involved in management by consensus my entire life." I said, "I come from a big family. I have 7 sisters and a brother, And I said, do you know that show on TV called Survivor? And he said, yes. And I said, I've been living that my entire life. So I said, I think I can fight my own battles, and I've got good people that I'm working with, and I think we'll work our way through. I guess in addition to management by consensus, I want to emphasize that I also believe in surrounding yourself with strong people. Now, when you surround yourself with strong people, you're going to end up with a little conflict every now and then. And everyone on the team is going to have to learn to yield a little bit. I not only learned that in my early years growing up, I also learned it when I met my wife, who I've now been married to for 34 years. When she and I first started getting our two families together, it became obvious early on that in her family, my mother-in-law was very outspoken and a very strong person. Lynn would come to my house, and my dad was a very strong, outspoken person. So consequently, between she and I, we had to learn to work things out and yield on occasion. I bring that philosophy to First Federal, and as I look around table number 20, with, I don't have a quick count, but we've got, I'm going to say 7 or 8 people there, all strong personalities. And I want to compliment each and every one of you as we have worked through trying to reach our common goals and keep our institution not only successful, but significant to our wonderful community. We have all taken our turns at yielding and working together, and I appreciate it. Thank you.